Please join me, Linda Maponyane-Kobua, for yet another exciting episode on my YouTube channel. Dumelang, 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 dumelang. Hello. I'm so excited to be back. My name is Linda Maponyane-Kobua, and I am so pleased to be here back again, yet for another powerful conversation. I'm so tired. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, so there's not really much of the I don't have many of those today. I'm a pastor, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an author, I'm a mom, and I'm a wife, and I am so grateful for all of you who have been subscribing, who've been commenting, who've been sharing this content. You don't know how grateful I am, and you don't know how much I appreciate the interactions that you are so consistent and I'm seeing them, and I truly respect you. And if you keep watching but you never subscribe, Kanti, why not? So today's topic is one that I was having a conversation lately, one of my daughters, and I sort of like said, I'm going to do a video on this. In fact, I had planned to do it, and when we had that conversation, I was like, I need to do this video very soon, and very soon is actually today. So today I want to speak about invalidating people's seasons. What do I mean by invalidating people's seasons? So I'll start with I'll start by saying that as we journey in life, we will never be at the same place at the same time for the same duration at the same pace. There will always be people who are ahead of us, and those who are ahead are in no way better than those who are still at the back, and those who are still at the back are not in any way stupid, or they are not in any way they are less wise, less understanding, or less intelligent in any form or shape. It just simply means that they have not walked that particular path at that particular time as yet, So one of the times, or in one of my many seasons, I was having a conversation with one of my spiritual mothers, Mama Bzela, and I don't even remember what the conversation was about. All I know is, we were talking about a season I was about to enter. I don't know if it was a season of marriage or being Lisedi's mother. I don't remember which was which. She then said to me, it's amazing how with every season you will enter, or with every season's So she said, it's amazing how with every season we enter into, there will always be someone who will somehow make you feel like your season is less stressful, or you are less experienced, or I can speak but yeah, you will understand as I go on with the conversation. So I'm going to start with let me start with work. Let me start with work, with lighter things, or maybe not even light. Let me just start with work. Let me not rank them in the areas of what I feel is important to know. Let me start with work. There's common things that happen where you find somebody starts working, and in their first year of working, in their first year of earning a living, in their first year of earning a salary or whatever the case is, they then start encountering certain challenges, be it coping with work, be it not being able to get a promotion, be it not being able to cope with work and school, whatever, there will just always be this person who is well ahead in that zone, perhaps, who will then say, so I give first year at a working environment, you have absolutely no idea how it feels like to be 6 years here. Okay, she's with daddy, and yeah, when I'm not there, she acts up, and when I'm there, then she starts leaving me and go to him. This girl. Hi. Yeah, how about have a conversation, guys? Good. And then there would be situations where it's like, like I said, suddenly so 1 year, it's still gonna get harder than this, and gonna go that person at that time, at that moment, they possibly not coping with this new environment, the new workload. Maybe they knew in the company or they knew in the workplace to even begin with, and somebody say, suddenly so I get first year. Wait until you are 10 years and you've got this and that and that and that responsibility. That kind of comment can easily bring someone into anxiety. Already they are anxious about where they are. Already they are worried about where they are. Possibly worried if they're going to cope, if they're going to make it, if they're going to grow, if they're ever going to settle, and so forth. And then there will be little Miss Chatterbox who will then invalidate where they are. And the invalidation comes with the statement saying, Usaliswake. You don't know. Runa, where we are right now is color more, I just pray that, people get to a place where we don't invalidate where people are, or make them feel that where they are is less stressful, or like like things like that. So when I got married, I'm very careful who to share my vulnerable moments with, who to share certain things with, because I don't want to find myself in a usaliswaki. I don't want that, And so the people I go to are very mature, and they very well respect where I am and how I feel at that time with the season I am at. Though they might have 100 years of experience more than me, they never ever make me feel like I am spoiled, I am weak, I am ever. They always validate me from a place of where I am at that time. I've heard people, when somebody says, the first year of marriage has been difficult, and somebody would be like, hey, only the first year. You have no idea. It's still gonna get hard. It's still gonna get challenging. It's still gonna get tough. You're gonna conquer this one, and then you're gonna get to another one that is like this. And my worry there, as also an advocate of mental health, is that this person is already not coping where they are. This person is already having difficulties, embracing and fully capacitated to walk in the season where they are in, and this is the reason why they came to you in the first place, to kafula the ibuhlungu, or to kafula the pain they are in at the time. And the best response we can give them, but mbamdimi, is usakhaliswa yi, You've got no idea how tough it's still gonna get. How is this person supposed to feel the capacity to conquer where they are if they are already being told that where they are headed is even worse than where they are? You know, people would then say, in fact, the example Mama Bitsela had used at the time, yeah, I think it was after Lisette, yes. The example that she'd used at the time was, then there's going to be situations where I think I was talking about the first few months of being a mom and how tiring it was. I mean, I had postpartum, so it was rough. It was whew, yeah. So and she said to me, no, just guard your emotions, because you are still going to get people who are going to make you feel like the first 3 months. You haven't seen what is going to happen when she becomes a toddler. And then those who have toddlers will then encounter those who have a 2-year-old. Those will then say to them, hey, osaliswa ke toddler. Wait until she reaches an age where she has the terrible 2. Throw the tantrum, give the age, yeah, the terrible 2, something like that. Throw the tantrum with the kilamofatikomo molong, walla was skrima unyaka, that toy and that toy and that sweetie and that sweetie and that dress and everything else that is in the shop. And inconsolable. Nothing can ever make them to keep quiet, you know. And then when you say, yo, my toddler is keeping me up, my toddler, matisa the whole house, somebody's gonna be like, hey, usaliswa toddler. You have absolutely no clue what it. So for me, the invalidation on its own has a huge potential of making the person who is going through a season at the time to panic, to be anxious, because they already not coping with where they are at the time. When you are then mentioning a certain season that is looming, that is just as horrible or even harder, you are making them anxious, and you're making them not to look forward to it, and you're making them feel, to even wonder if they're going to be able to cope with that next season. And what really crossed my mind when I was thinking about this yesterday, as I was, you know, just thinking how to approach this topic, what came to my mind was, it's amazing how somebody can then say to you, "Usaliswa toddler, you've got no idea what the terrible 2. What if I can handle the terrible 2, but I'm unable to handle the toddler? What if somebody was able to handle the first 3 months, but they are unable?" So seasons are different for people. Capacities come differently for different people. Can we not invalidate where people are? Can we learn not to make the next person feel like where they are is less important, less worthy of being in distress and so forth? You know, you'd find that then the married would say to the unmarried, hey, when only swake, only single, wait until you have to do this and be married and be a mom, and let her feel her pressure where she is as a single person. Her capacity at that time is for a single person, and therefore her inability to perhaps feel like they are coping is valid, because they are capacitated for that level and that level only. When you are then promoted, or when you are then elevated or taken to another level of a different season, you know, you will be elevated with a different grace, a different capacity, and which does not mean that previously you were weak, previously you were more vulnerable, and so forth. It just simply means that because you had not experienced this season, it felt like the previous one was more daunting than any other, because you've never experienced the other seasons, you know. So I'm just I'm just really pleading and begging, like don't invalidate people's feelings, don't invalidate their thoughts, don't invalidate anything. Or somebody comes to you with a marital challenge and say, yo, what's we've been going through a lot, we've been having financial problems, and don't be tempted to attach yourself to what the next person is feeling. Because the minute you say, yo, usalishwa ke financial issues, wait until the man cheats on you. Rona re setse re survivile infidelity, re survivile cheating, re survivile children out of wedlock, re survivile being walked out on, and he went to live with major fro mamang kwa kukhoneng yako, double story nyakwa how jiga. So don't attach yourself to somebody else's season by trying to make them feel or oh, because he didn't send you airtime and you were upset. Really? Walk with them at their level of airtime. They are validated to feel the way that they are. It's okay for them to feel that way. It's okay for you to feel what you are feeling, or it's okay for you to support the next person without don't be tempted to insert yourself in somebody else's issues, in somebody else's challenges, in somebody else's season. You know, I went to a baby expo a while back. Apparently things are cheap there. I shopped there, I went there. It's such a nice setup. Then there's where the shops are, and then there's where the mummies change the babies, and there's nappies all over in there, and then there's where mummies feed their babies, or some of them go there to pump, whatever the case is. So I went to the feeding hall. We sat there was about 6 of us, and we talking, making conversations there. What did you buy? Oh, I bought this. Oh, I got that. I don't want to get more this because that, and whatever. And this lady walks in. I mean, Lizzie was still very tiny. She was September, October, November. She was 3 months. She was two months and a couple of 2 months, 2 weeks, I think. Yeah. So this lady walks in, and she had I think the boy was 9 months, right? And listen, he's 9 months now. Okay, so the lady walks in, and then she feeds the baby, and then as she walks out, I'm like, oh, he's so cute, can't wait for my girl to get this age. And then she's like, you don't want her to get to this age. I'm thinking, I do want her to get to that age. I do, she was like, oh no, it's the most difficult age. She had 101 things to list about the challenges that people go through at that particular time when the babies are 6, 7, 8, 9 months, something like that. I don't wish to get there. You don't want to pray to get there. I was like, no, I want to get there. And lo and behold, she's here, and I'm actually loving it. I'm going to tell you why I prefer this age than that one. Firstly, that one is the age of they sleep, you put them down, and then you pick them up. They sleep, you put them. This age, on the other hand, where she's at, that I was told I don't want the baby to get to, is an age where I can now see my child's personality. I can see that she's feisty. I can see Inkani. I can see Yachikanu girl. I'm enjoying to literally watch her evolve, and I'm enjoying to see some of my traits in her. I'll be like, oh my gosh, that's me. Ooh, let me hide. This is so me. I'm loving this age. I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. Really, really loving it. I don't want to lie. And I think it's then fair for me and safe for me to say that it's therefore unfair for others to make you feel like where you are headed, which is where I am at the time, is more stressful than where you are. What you're crying about is small. Where you are headed, which is where I am, is more challenging. And Bruna, we've got every reason to cry. We've got every reason to complain. We've got every reason to feel how we feel. You know, the first 2 months of marriage are nice. You guys know nothing. The first 2 years of marriage are nothing. Hey, wait until you get to the 3rd year where you are like, who is this guy? Did I really say I do to this one? Okay, let me walk into my 1st year. Let me enjoy my honeymoon. Let me complain about the teensy weensy bitsy things and come to where I am and support me from where I am sitting. The day I get to where you are, you can then say, Wabana Huru, you've made such a huge progress from crying about the toilet seat being up to now having to cry about serious issues of parenting and how to parent and how to come to bring your values together in order to bring Lesedi up. Can you see? And at that time you are actually able to see how much you've grown. You are able to see how much you were able to you know what, I've overcome this, I've overcome that. So this video was really solely a plea to people to really shy away from making other people that their seasons and their pain and where they are is invalid. You know, I once heard people say, very careless statement, somebody saying that they had a miscarriage and somebody saying, huh? And yours was better because you bambered yours and you got to experience yours ngezandla, and therefore your grief is more valid than the one of the lady who didn't bamber their child. It doesn't work that way. Even that one, her grief is just as valid. The emotional connection that a mom has with their child long before they were born is validation enough for them to feel that they are grieving the child. So let's be careful. Let's be careful. You know, you get things like, and I know many times we say these things because we mean well. We say these things because we don't mean it in a bad way. You know, the intention is to make the person see the better side of things. Kanti, when you are making them see the better side of things, sometimes you are really invalidating where they are. But not only that, you are making them, you could be potentially making them panic for where they are going. I was having a conversation with someone recently. Somebody had been hijacked, and they said, yeah, but it better because it could have been worse and the person could have been raped. I didn't take offense because of where I had been. If anything, I panicked for the lady who was given counsel in that statement. How I panicked is that, God forbid, I don't wish it to happen to anyone. But should it then happen to them, this person is going to sit and think, I was told then that I was better, bankile koloi fela, and they didn't rape me. Now that they've raped me, it means I have literally stepped into a zone where things are worse. Will they then survive that season? Chances are they won't, because they have been told prior that the grief or the pain to the loss of their vehicle or their cell phone or whatever is less important or shouldn't be amplified, because at least they didn't kill you, at least they didn't hurt you, at least they hurt me by taking my phone and now I must start all over restoring this and this and this and that. So I think it's very important that we learn not to invalidate people's feelings. Don't invalidate their seasons. Don't invalidate what they feel. Don't invalidate where they are. Don't invalidate what they're going through. If they are still pained, or if they're still unable to cope with, let's say, step parenting. I was having a conversation with someone recently who's also a stepmom, and she only sees her children on weekends. I don't know if it's every weekend or every other weekend, but she only sees them on weekends. And she was expressing, you know what, it gets tough. You get to see the different parenting styles, and I would want to instill this, and you can see daddy is chilled about it, and you're just like, okay, should I say it, should I not say it, things like that. And I listened to her from a place where she's at, even though it is just for 2 days of a weekend. Me, on the other hand, is every day. I could have easily said to her, weekend. Me is every day. She's the one who then said, I get comfort from knowing that now it is only 2 days. And people like you are doing it every day, and I applaud you for being able to do it every day, because I don't think I would have been able to cope and do it and win the way that you do, you know. And when she said it then makes you realize that they have found their coping mechanism and it works for them, as opposed to you being the one who imposes it to them. Don't impose it. Don't say, no, this work is the parenting at 2 minutes. I do it for 365 days. No. Let them feel it, and let them but to be at the level where they are at. Even if it's for 2 days, listen to the frustrations they go through for that 2 days. Listen to the frustrations they encounter for that 2 days, and then give, counsel and share your experiences at 365 days without invalidating where they are. It would be an injustice if I leave this one out. Young widows. I've heard another careless statement where a young person, a young lady, a young man loses their spouse. And then there's going to be the chatterbox who is not so bright, who will then go and say, but you are still young. You can remarry. What about where they are now? What about the pain they are encountering now, when we are already making them feel like their spouse, whom they buried 2 months ago, a month ago, 6 months ago, is replaceable just like that? We really need to be careful. We can do better. We really can do better. This thing of, and I know that often it comes from a good place, understanding. I don't think that people always say such things coming from a place of they are being horrible. Some of them really feel horrible. Can we talk about the pain that I'm feeling now? What do I do with this pain that I'm feeling now? Forget about now, where I am now, what I'm feeling now at this point, So let's do better. Let's do better. Let's do better. When somebody comes to you, I've been raped, whatever. She got raped and she even fell pregnant. Whatever, when I be you didn't fall pregnant. Can we not? If really, and I'm going to say this with respect, if we don't know what to say, let's refer. If the issue at hand, or the issue somebody's sharing with you, I feel this is too heavy for me, I don't know what to say, I'm not capacitated for this, as far as counseling is concerned, as far as, refer them. It's okay to say, can I talk to Pastor Linda? and see if she's available. Can I talk to Pastor so and so, Prophet Mama, and see if they're available to talk to you, as opposed to you playing Chuck Norris only to un-Chuck Norris the real Chuck Norris. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. That's what I wanted to talk about today, the issues of us trying and doing our best to not invalidate other people's feelings. Go to where they are, talk to them from where they are. Even if you've got 20 more experience, 20 more years of experience, yeah, of experience than they do, don't make them feel it. Don't make them feel it. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope that wasn't a long video. I hope it was short and it brought the education that it meant to. Please do keep commenting, please do keep sharing, and yeah man, subscribe. This one is important as well, so that next time I load, you are able to see it quickly. Don't wait for it to be on Facebook or any other social platform for you to know that I've loaded a video. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you at my next video. Yeah. Bye.